Right, so for step 34, we're going to need our chassis. So in particular, we're going to need the back end of our chassis. Okay. We're going to need our motor, which we made in step 33. We're also going to need 2 of these 3x27mm screws, the machine screws. These are going to be to bring the motor into place. We're going to need a BA6, we need one of those, which is a 3x10mm self-tapping screw, and that's going to be screwing this A9 part onto the car when we finished, and actually caps over the end where the motor goes into the actual side of the here and it comes through. We also need this motor mount plate as well, and that will install as per the drawing here. So that's going to install across these 2 terminals here. So we've got our components, let's put it all together. So the first step of this here, because we need to do a few things, we need to take the motor mount plate and we need to take our 3x27mm screws, just pop them into place through the motor plate. Okay, and then what we're going to need to do here is, as per the drawing, we need to pop these through from this side, so they literally go through and you should see them come out the other end. There we go. Okay, so now we need to take our motor and place our motor in through here, collect the holes. So we need to collect these holes, and we need to make sure that it meshes correctly, which we'll show you through this window here. It's like a little window. Okay, let's show you how to do that. Right, so we're going to take our motor and we're now going to put a bit of grease on our pinion gear ready. So there we go, and just brush that all around so it's all in nicely greased. Okay, so that's that bit done. Then we're going to take our motor and we're going to place it into our gearbox. Okay, and then as you're placing it into the gearbox, you just need to collect the motor holes. So you're trying to just feel for the holes as much as you can. So if you, once you've got one of them in, the other one should, there we go, I've got one of them in, so as you can see, that should, we should be able to feel for the other one. I think I found it. There we go. Once you've found the hole, there we are. Takes a little bit of lining up. We now need to turn this over and line this across so that the motor, you can just see here in this hole here, should line up with the gears. So you may need to just move the gearbox a little bit so it lines up. And the idea is, there we go, you should have a little bit of slack there. So in the drawing it says that you've got to get it lined so it's not too tight or not too loose. So just a matter of just bringing this out a little bit, and I'm just doing it by eye. I think I've got it just about right. So I'm just going to nip that up. Okay. And I can just, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this out. I'm going to try and bring this up if I can. Let's see if this focuses. Let's see if I can focus on this here. There we go. You can, don't know if you can just pick that out. If I wiggle the gearbox. Just enough there. Just enough. There we are. There we are. So now we've got it lined in. We just need to tighten those screws up. Like that. Done. Now that we've got the motor in place, we can put the cap now, the A9 part, and that's going to go over this hole here, and then hopefully that should cover up. The idea is it covers up this area where you viewed to get your mesh correct. So you put that in there, pop your screw, your 3x10mm self-tapping screw, pop that into place and screw that tight, and that should be, if I can bring that so you can see it, that should be the end of the step, like so. There we are. And that's now nipped. So that is now step 34 completed with our motor now in. Wonderful. Starting to look like a nice car. Right, on to the next.